Breathe, observe, evolve. That is what I like to say, my friends. Let me ask you this. Do you live in fear? Most of us are and don't even realize it. In this video, you'll learn exactly what fear is and what you can do about it. And you'll want to stay until the end because I'm going to show you a technique to transmute it. So recently, my wife and I were having a conversation about fear. This year has been all about facing shadows, identities, fear. And she comes up to me and says, I chose to be with you because of fear. And many years ago, that would have triggered me, but we're in a pretty good place right now. And it was interesting because when I had time to think about that, I stayed with her because of fear. She was actually the catalyst that helped me become sober because I was afraid of being alone. So we both stayed together out of fear. And it was pretty interesting to just sit there and kind of talk about that. What would have happened if we were both confident enough to leave? It's like one of those things. I mean, now we have 2 young children. We're happy. We're actually rediscovering what love is in our own terms and what relationships really mean according to us. And we've been through a lot. But this is why I'm making this video, starting the new year of fear. And I think about that, like how many of us have actually done things out of fear? You know, we stay in relationships longer than we need to, that we want to. We do things that our parents want us to do. We people please. I mean, the parent thing is huge. Like how much of your life has been shaped by your parents? We don't want to disappoint them, do we? What about leaving a religion? That's huge in Utah. People are terrified of it. Why? Because we're afraid of being judged. Living in community. What about compliance? What have you done that you didn't want to do because you were afraid? I could go on and on and on. But let's jump into this topic. Let's start this. Fear. So what is fear really? Fear is not a malfunction. It is not a flaw in your system. It is a signal, a ripple, from the moment you separate from your whole self. It is the echo of separation from source, safety, truth, and self. Fear emerges when something feels unfamiliar to the nervous system. But that doesn't make it dangerous. It just means that the body doesn't yet recognize that it is safe. It's the moment your system believes it's cut off from the infinite and it begins to act from survival instead of presence. It is not fear itself that limits you. It is your identification with it. You are not afraid of change. You are afraid you won't be loved after the change. You are not afraid of the power. You are afraid of what you'll have to let go in order to hold on to it. Fear is the frequency of fragmentation, and awakening is the process of harmonizing that fragmentation into wholeness. So there are 4 layers of fear. So let's break this down. The first one is instinctual, survival fear. This affects your root chakra. It's the fear of not surviving. I'm not safe. I might die. I need to protect myself. This is instinctual, primal, often activated by financial instability, rejection, or perceived abandonment. The cause, childhood trauma, incestual trauma, collective scarcity, nervous system dysregulation. And it manifests as fight, flight, or freeze, hoarding resources or distrust of life or others. All right, layer 2. This is the emotional fear. This affects your sacral and heart chakra. It's the fear of failing fully. What if I open my heart and it hurts again? If I'm seen, I'll be judged or rejected. If I feel this, it will break me. This is the pain body that echoes of wounds unprocessed. The cause? Shame, abandonment wounds, cultural repression of vulnerability. And it manifests as emotionally shutting down, addictive patterns, seeking external validation. Now, layer 3 is your identity-based fear, solar plexus and throat. If I grow, who will I be? If I speak my truth, I'll lose the love or status. Who will I be without this role? This is the ego clinging onto the known, even when the known is painful. The main cause, social programming, family systems, performance-based love. And it manifests as imposter syndrome, people-pleasing, censorship of truth. Now on to layer 4, spiritual fear. This is your third eye and crown. The fear of dissolving into something vast. What happens if I truly surrender? If I awaken fully, will I be alone? What if there's nothing beyond this? What if I remember and I can't return? This is the final veil, the fear of awakening itself. The cause, past life trauma, soul memory of persecution, collective fear of sovereignty. It manifests as avoidance of awakening, false light seduction, over-intellectualizing truth. Now each layer invites not just resonance, but witnessing. You do not heal fear by fighting it. You transmute it by loving the one who carries it. You are not meant to fight fear. You are meant to walk with it until it no longer leads. Most of the suffering we feel around fear comes from our attempt to suppress it, to control it, or pretend it doesn't exist. Every fear is a threshold that invites one of two responses: contraction into illusion, or expansion into remembrance. Fear creates control. Control creates separation. Separation creates illusion. The key is not to eliminate fear. The key is to walk with it consciously until it no longer leads. But what if fear is an initiation? What if fear is a threshold, asking not for suppression, but for presence? True spiritual mastery is not becoming fearless. It is becoming the one who can remain in presence with the fear, without abandoning thyself. To awaken is not to become immune to fear, but to remember who you are while it whispers. So how do we transmute fear? There are 3 stages in this process. The first one is awareness, mental and somatic recognition. So what you want to do is you want to name that fear. Feel where it lives in your body, but don't judge it, just witness. It is a signal that something in you is remembering separation. That's it. So next time fear arises, bring awareness to it. Just acknowledge that this is fear. Super important. Feel it in your body. Notice it in your thoughts. This stage is all about naming without shaming. But this alone is not enough, or you get stuck in observation paralysis. So step 2, breath-based presence, energetic harmonization. You don't want to bypass this. Don't drown in it, because your nervous system is always listening. Breathe into it like a sacred flame that has forgotten it is light. Stay present. Don't run, my friends. This begins to regulate the nervous system and shift you from reaction to choice. Still, many stop here, but the nervous system must learn something new. That takes us to step 3. Aligned action, alchemical embodiment. I speak even though I'm afraid of being judged. I rest even though I feel guilty. I choose to love even though I fear rejection. This is where transmutation completes. Why? Because your nervous system now learns that it is okay to live with fear. We are not dying. The story is no longer true. You literally rewrite the body's code. And in essence, awareness clears the fog, breath stabilizes the field, and aligned action restores your power. So without action, fear becomes your identity. With conscious action, fear becomes a teacher that completes its tasks. But not all action is alchemy. Compensatory action, doing it to prove something, that reinforces the fear. Aligned action, doing it from clarity, even when you're trembling, that is transmutation. So I want to share this little practice. Next time that fear arises, I want you to ask these 3 questions. What am I afraid of happening? What is the story underneath that? What would the version of me who knows the truth do right now? Then take one small act toward that version. This rewrites the pattern because you're facing your fear and you're doing it anyways. This is transmutation. And you are not meant to fight the fear. You're meant to walk through it until only your soul remains. Now, before I go, I want to share a spoken invocation for when fear arises. So take some time, close your eyes, unless you're driving. All right. I feel you, fear. You are not wrong. You are simply a signal from the time when I felt alone. But I am not alone now. I am not powerless now. I am not in the past. You are welcome to ride beside me, but you are no longer steering. I move from truth now, and in that truth, I am already free. Now guys, if you made this far, made to the end, please subscribe or share this video with as many people as you would like. And of course, love you guys. Much love. Take care. Conquer that fear.